Alright, good morning guys, good morning, good morning. Apologies about the delay guys, let me just fix these screens around. For some reason the monitors are not working today, so I was trying to fix it, but we'll have to make do here. So give me 2 seconds here guys, I'm just going to fix this up a bit and make this all looking beautiful, and then we'll get underway. I appreciate the patience guys, sorry I was really trying to get these screens sorted, but they just didn't want to play ball here this morning. Let's get some lights on here. All right, we're on. Good morning, guys. Is the audio and sound all good, guys? I'm on a small desk, so the mic is here. So maybe if I put the mic here, it might be better. Let's have a try. Bring you guys here. Bring you guys there. There we go. Alright, that's a bit better. Welcome back everyone. Audio and video good, awesome. Thank you man, appreciate the patience guys. Apologies, I was just trying to get set up here. Welcome back everyone. Happy Thursday guys. Happy Thursday. Let me just make sure you Zoom guys are all in all good as well. Good morning guys, good morning. Ciao, what's going on? Michael, Clays, welcome back everyone. Chris. Sean, Corey, good morning everyone. Welcome back guys, welcome back. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Joe, good morning man, good morning. YouTube guys, welcome back. Where's everyone? If you guys see me looking down at my phone, I'm reading Discord questions from stream here on my phone, so if you wonder why I'm looking down, that is why. Let me just bring this over here. So yeah, let's dive in. Let's clean up some of this analysis from yesterday. Gold did end up having a pretty decent breakout yesterday. Remember we said we were looking for the longs. You guys remember at the start of the week we spoke about price on the currency chart coming back up into 3400, and on the futures chart price coming back up into this 3450 level. Well, we actually held that beautifully. And another good point here as well, guys, is if you remember to what I said yesterday, where some of you guys were actually asking if this is going to be a daily fake out. And what I said to you guys, you know, your job isn't to predict fake outs. Your job is to react to fake outs. So if yesterday had closed bearish, then guess what? Today would be reacting to a fake out. But what I also said yesterday, guys, is rather than trying to trade what you think, I said, if this daily flips bullish, this is going to look like a really obvious trade. Well, that's exactly what we did. We came down for that beautiful bottom wick. We ended up flipping all the way back bullish. And now you look at this daily and you go, wow, that was really simple. You grab lows, close bullish, and you continue pushing. Well, that's as simple as it needs to be. The only way you kind of get caught up on this yesterday is if you're too busy trying to trade what you think. So when this candle was looking very bearish yesterday, you know, we only judge candles once they've actually closed. So when in the London session this candle was looking bearish, to me I see this as a great buying opportunity. Why? Because previous day grabbed lows and broke out beautifully. I want to be longing here today. I want to be buying this day. Whereas most people see this bearish candle and go, oh, maybe I should go short, it's time to go short, maybe it's going to close bearish. Don't worry about how it's forming now. You know, before all of these wicks on gold were wicks, they were very bearish candles. And if you got so focused to how the candle was forming as opposed to how the previous candle actually closed, you'll miss out on these continuation trades. So very, very nice continuation buys yesterday. Good morning, Coach Hoop. Cattle was the show again. Gold was right there with it. Yeah, let's have a look at Cal as well. We got some new all-time highs. Still in the Alps. I'm not, man. I'm actually in Scotland at the minute, seeing some friends and family. And then I'm heading over to Europe next week to get set up properly in a place for the next couple of months. So I'm looking forward to getting back to the normal setup and having a proper desk and home base again. So yeah, I'm up in Scotland at the minute actually. So yeah, you know, again guys, this is just before we jump into today's analysis, I just want to emphasize, you guys, that this is the importance of candle closures. And this is why, you know, everyone gets such amazing backtesting results, but then such poor live trading results. Because in real time, like I say, you know, before this was a huge wick, this was one big bearish candle, and if you tried to chase shorts, you get squeezed out. So exactly the same as this candle yesterday, when this was, you know, ripping down and looking so bearish, to me, I don't think, oh, this is going to be a huge fake out, we're going to end up having a complete reversal. It's like, yeah, that's possible, but I can only judge trades based off how the previous day has actually closed. This one. I can base my trades today based off these couple of candle closures. I don't base my trades based off how this current daily candle is looking. So if I'm going to trade today, I'm not worried about if this is looking bearish. I'm worried about how did we close the past few days, where we grabbed lows, held 3,400, ended up closing bullish, and where was our next target? 3,450. Well, we ended up filling that whole entire 500 tick range in literally 2 days. So in 2 days, gold has filled an entire 500 tick range, which was very simple. You know, you tag lows, you broke out, retested 3,400. Where's your next target? 3,450. Let me just get Discord up here. So that's, you know, that's why I have these key levels on gold. You're just playing level to level. You know, you break above 3,400, you hold it. Where's your next target? 3,450. But that's a, like I say, a 500 tick range in 2 days is a fantastic move. You know, one contract's a $5,000 range. That's absolutely massive. If you just take a couple of hundred, that's also amazing. Hi Aaron, how are you today? I'm good, thank you, man. I'm good. Appreciate you tuning in. Every time I watch you have a different background. Yeah, it's only because I'm back here in Europe, so I'm just moving around, seeing some family and stuff. But I'm getting back to proper setup next week, actually. So like I say, I'm looking forward to getting back to a proper desk setup and get back into a good routine. But yeah, just I haven't been back home in like 3 years, so it's nice just to catch up and see friends and see family, and yeah, take some time to enjoy August as well. Hey Dame, what's going on? Hope you're well. Aaron, I'm good, thank you, man. Hope you're doing well as well. So gold coming into today, you know, we tagged lows, we closed bullish, we had that continuation yesterday. Remember guys, we are 2 days away from that monthly close. Now before we do anything, let me just have a quick look at the news, because I do believe we have very important news today. Let me just have a look here. Yes, we do. We got GDP. We got GDP at 1:30 London time. So that's going to be very big for the markets. And we'll look at NQ this morning as well, guys. We'll break down some other markets, but we do have GDP at 1:30 London time. So that'll be very big for gold, very big for the US dollar, very big for the stocks as well. Let me just go back here. So in terms of what could we see here today, like I say, we've had that continuation where we called the longs from 2 days ago up into 3,400. We spoke about this whole entire range. Now that we have hit this beautiful 500 tick range, where do we go from here? Well, let's have a quick look at the monthly. Like I said to you guys, we don't look at the monthly very often, but when you're two days away from closing, it's important just to have a quick look. So to me, this is looking very bullish. You know, gold's never closed above 3,400 on the monthly time frame. I mean, unless we rip down 500 ticks again in the next 2 days and close back below 3,400, there's a potential for a rollover. But right now, this is looking pretty strong, and I wouldn't really want to be fighting this current monthly candle 2 days before the close. Weekly, you know, last week, again, this is why I said I was looking for longs this week, guys. We spoke about this on our Monday session. You guys on Zoom spoke about this on the weekly call. You know, you tag lows, you close back above 3,400. I'm just looking for longs coming into this week. You know, maybe I can take some intraday shorts, but look how nice this is. Again, this is why the higher time frame is just so important to paint the picture, and lower time frames purely for execution. So we are coming back up in some big resistance on gold. Daily is still bullish, very close to flipping bullish. 4 hour morning start here, trying to break back higher. We're already having a decent breakout here pre-London, came down, tagged some lows, breaking higher, so potential bottom wick here at the London Open, and we could see some more longs here on gold. Again, I'm not really interested in trying to short this. especially not when, you know, just simple technicals. You're breaking above a level, you're holding it, you're breaking higher. So, to me, some of you guys on Zoom, you may be able to check the currency chart for me, because I don't have enough screens to open it here today. But if you haven't tagged these highs here on the currency, which is these Asia highs, what I would like to see here for the London Open is a little bit of a bottom wick, and then see if this daily can flip bullish and come up into these highs. Which from 34.50 up into these highs, the minimum 40 ticks, but to be honest, I think we could see gold squeeze higher. Where would we go after this next area? I would say next level of resistance is probably somewhere around here. So 34.50 up into this range, about 60 tick range here in the London session. So for me, haven't tagged nice, thank you Chris, appreciate it man. Highs are 10 ticks below 3400. Has gold not hit 3400 in the currency? Aaron, you were 100% spot on. You said wait for late London, early New York, and GC highs. Yeah, absolutely, man. And it kind of never hasn't. Cool. Okay, 33.94. Okay. Afternoon, Aaron. Good morning, man. Good morning. Yeah, nice one, Chris. Yeah, I was pretty spot on with the timing of that yesterday, and appreciate for spotting that mark. And it's purely because, you know, you're understanding the ranges. Yeah, this move didn't come until the New York Open, 3 o'clock. And that's why I kind of said to you guys yesterday, you know, we gave these highs yesterday as a nice target for gold to come up and tag previous daily highs. But I did say, you know, London looks pretty choppy. And I said this is the range that I don't want to trade in. And it's the exact same thing that happened yesterday as well. Sorry, not yesterday, previous day. You can try and trade this range, and you can get chopped up, and you can think that you know what's going to happen, and you can also drain yourself mentally in here, or you can just wait for a candle closure above and then take this breakout trade and have a much easier trade. Same as yesterday. You know, you can try and trade this range. You might get lucky, you might get a couple of ticks, but you know, are we here to do what might work, or are we here to do what works consistently? We're here to do what works consistently, and what works consistently is letting price come to you. So you let this candle break out, and then you trade from here to here, and you get this amazing move. And if you wait for that candle just to simply break out, you know, there's like almost 200 ticks on the cards. Just simply waiting for price to get out of that range. And like I said to you guys, that's... From hosting the retreats, that's probably one of the biggest things that I see with most people is like, it's not about trying to get more winning trades. It's about trying to filter out the bad trades. And gold is absolutely beautiful in the higher time frame. But sometimes it might take, you know, it might take a couple of hours. So rather than sitting here and watching this the whole entire time and, you know, dropping down to the 5 minute and thinking there's trades in and out all the time, set your alerts, let price break out, closure above, and then take your trade. So kind of same as here right now. You know, we've kind of had this little pre-London range here from 2 a.m. till 6 a.m. Well, we're now about to break out. So if we can have a little bit of a pullback here, I want to get this continuation trade here on gold. So longs to me here on gold look nice for the day, guys. I like these longs on gold. Now, what happens above these highs, I'm not too sure. Remember, it is GDP day, which is very big news for the US dollar, and it will be very big for gold as well. So, are we going to break through these resistance levels and come and target some new highs on gold, or are we going to hit some resistance and have a bit of a pullback? We'll see. We will see. But in terms of what we're going to see in the London session, yeah, these longs to me look good, and we have the London Open in 4 minutes. Looking to break through weekly kickoff. Nice, Damon. Nice. I'd love to learn your strategy, especially since you do not go below the 5 minute. Keep tuning into the streams, man. Keep tuning into these live streams. They're absolutely free, and you can watch me trade for the, you know, hour and a half every single day, man. I have a lot of trade breakdowns on my channel as well, which Topstep have kindly put in the description. But yeah, I don't go below than the 5 minute on gold. Purely because gold on the higher time frame to me is just so much cleaner. And the lower I go, the more I kind of convince myself of trades, the more I zoom out and realize there was nothing there for me the whole entire time. But there's not, you know, there's nothing wrong with trading lower than the 5 minute. It's all about what suits people's personality. And for my personality, for the way that I like to trade gold, yeah, higher time frame is beautiful. You know, you can catch like 100 tick move on gold, you know, but it might take 2 hours. But it doesn't mean you have to sit there and watch every single candle play out for 2 hours. you might have your execution, you might have your stop, and you might, you know, set some alerts, which hopefully come here on Topstep X, and you can kind of go about your day, and you know, so I say to you guys, trade for freedom, trade for freedom. How long does it take you to be able to do full-time trading? Over 2 years. I consistently lost at trading for over 2 years, 2.5, maybe 3 years. I've been trading for 7, almost 8 years, which I actually don't know where my 8-year mark is. I should probably check. But yeah, I consistently lost money for over a year, if not 2 years, and then started to gain some consistency. So anyone who tells you you're going to do it in 6 months, unfortunately, it's not true. Maybe it's possible. I don't think so. So yeah, I lost money consistently for at least 2 years. And I actually quit trading for a little bit in the beginning. Been working through the mastery course on WAP. Nice. Also going back and watching your 2-part series on gold. What you learned from past mentors. Yeah, nice. Nice, Damon. Nice. Nice. Good man. Keep watching, man. Sometimes, you know, you'll watch it again and realize you may have missed something. So it's always good to watch it a few times. When did you start using price action as your strategy? How long into your journey? Quite long, to be honest. I mean, I've always used price action, but when because I started swing trading before I started day trading. I only started day trading during the 2020 time when the markets were absolutely crazy because of COVID. That's when I started day trading more. So I would say past like 4 years, I've kind of dived into pure price action more since I've started day trading, just reading candlesticks. When I was swing trading, like, you guys can go back and watch some of my old videos on YouTube. Like, I was using a lot more tools for swing trading, but for day trading, I love just liquidity, levels, and pure price action. So I've always used price action, you know, morning stars, evening stars, fake outs on the higher time frame. But I kind of used it for, like, you know, some Fibonacci levels, more so these key levels. Then I just kind of narrowed it down to the lower time frame. So I've been doing price action for quite some time. I just love price action. I just find it's kind of hard to do it on gold, NQ, but price action on gold to me is just really clean, really simple, and clean and consistent to read. We've got 1 minute till London Open here, guys. Yeah, 100%, mate, absolutely. I mean, it's still good though, Chris. You're still here, showing up every single day, man. It's part of the process. If it was easy, we'd all be rich and on the beach, but it just takes time, man. It takes time. That's it. Watching just about everything twice until I properly understand it. Yep, absolutely, man. Everything just points to patience. The markets will move, the good setups will come, you just need to wait. Yep, absolutely, man. Love the way you break down the daily bias. It makes so much more sense. Well, that's it, man. If you can get... That's why I say to you guys, you know, and that's why if you guys do some backtesting sessions, which I think is great to do. I used to always do it every single weekend. You know, backtest the higher time frames, because if you can get good at trading the higher time frames, your intraday trading will be much easier. So we got decent hourly breakout here, guys. I might see if we can get long here on gold to continue pushing up into these highs here. I'm gonna take a long here on gold. I'm gonna risk off a closure below, and I want to see if we can come up and feel this range here. But yeah, if you can get good at being able to read the higher time frame and understand what the higher time frame is going to do for day trading, it's just going to be so much easier. Your life's going to be much easier. When I first started day trading, because I came from swing trading, I'd open my charts, go straight to the 5 minute, and be like, I don't know what the hell is going on here. Trying to pick direction off the lower time frame is how you get chopped up. For me, anyway. Long right now, right resistance. Yes, that's true, but you do have some liquidity above these Asia highs. So I'm only really looking to see if we can maybe do something like this. And then whatever happens up here, I'm not too sure. If we do this, great. But we may do this. So as soon as we kind of tag these hourly highs in this resistance, I may look to manage. But yeah, you're right. We are back at resistance. But you don't have a nice 4-hour morning star. You had a nice breakout and retest of the highs here in Asia. And this daily to me is looking nice and strong. But yeah, you're right. We are back at resistance. But it's all I can really see right now. I'm not really looking to short this. And if you guys can let me know when the currency hits the hourly highs, that would be fantastic. But yeah, that's, like I say, I came from a swing trading background, which I guess kind of helped me, because I've always worked off the high time frames. But when I first started day trading, I saw people trading the 1 minute. I was like, oh, shit, maybe I need to start trading the 1 minute. And it just did not work for me at all. And I kind of just went back to my roots and be like, okay, cool. Higher time frame is what paints the picture, and that's gonna stand. And gold on the higher time frame, like daily and 4 hours, sometimes can be really clean to read. So I use that to kind of know what I want to look for here on the lower time frame. Hey bro, do you teach your strat on your monthly subscription? Yeah, absolutely, man. Everything's included in there. There's no hidden upselling the full entire trading course is all in there, man. Absolutely. So any closure back below 34.50 would be a good exit for me here, but I want to see if we can flip and hit these highs. I'm gonna get my currency chart up here. I just want to have a quick look. But yeah, you are right. Resistance. That's why I will manage. I will manage aggressively. But I don't see shorts here, so. Well, the currency has already tagged hourly highs. Oh, and it's already grabbed liquidity. It's actually not looking too good on the currency. Asia tagged. Yeah, see, I actually don't like this trade on the currency. I'm going to close this there, guys. I don't like this trade in the currency, actually. The reason I don't really like this trade in the currency... I don't know if I can show you guys. Let me see if I can... I want to mess up the screens. I apologize. I would usually be on my... Let me see if I can show you guys. The reason I don't like this in the currency is because, to me, you may not need to come to these Asia highs. That you've kind of tagged the highs you push down. You're kind of already tagging the hourly highs there. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this on the currency. Because you already hit these highs and had a big sell-off. And you also... You did tag the lows here and break higher. Which is true. But you did open and tag... instantly tagged hourly highs. The currency didn't. Sorry, futures didn't. But because the currency has... Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that trade. Let me just go back to my... Yeah, see here. Again, that's why it's important to watch both. So I'm going to wait for a little bit more there, guys. We've got time. I'll take my $6. I'll take my $6 for the day. Yeah, currency is still bullish. But to me, the currency looks like you could actually pull back to like 93s. You could pull back a little bit, and I think we might get a better entry. Let me just see your guys' questions. We're only 4 minutes into London session as well, guys. We got time. I was long MNQ, hit my TP, but I was able to run an 8R from my entry and slightly nudging FOMO and greed in me. I know I need to fix this mindset. Any possible pointers? Well, I mean, you hit your TPs. You're doing something right, man. Remember, you're not gonna have the perfect entry and the perfect exit. We're not here to be perfect. We're here to be consistent. Like let's say if I buy gold. Let's say if I buy gold from here and I decide to cut it at these highs and it ends up ripping like another 100 ticks. I ask myself, did I execute when I said I would execute? And did I exit the trade when I said I would exit the trade? And if the answer is yes, I've followed my plan, therefore that's my job done. You know, same as if you were buying gold yesterday and you bought gold into these highs, but then it pushed like an extra 50. Okay, that's fine. You know, we kind of have to be happy with what we get. As long as we planned our trade and traded our plan, that's what we're here to do. If you cut your trade early before it actually hit your TP, then, you know, you'd be like, okay, cool, this is something I need to work on. But if you had your TP and it got hit, that's amazing. But if you feel FOMO, man, Topstep have these amazing features for a reason. Just lock yourself out for an hour if you really want to. It's okay, like I was saying to you guys, you know, it's okay to feel certain emotions. It's about what you do with them emotions. It's about, do you react off the emotions and react off the fact that you might feel a little bit of FOMO and then go on tilt and then end up blowing the whole entire account? Or do you accept, you know what? I had a good trade. I hit my TP. Yeah, I could have maybe pulled out a little bit more, but that's part of the growth of a trader. And now I also feel a little bit of FOMO and greed creeping in. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the professional thing, and I'm going to lock myself out for the day or for an hour and just, you know, go outside for a bit and still be proud of the fact that I was able to call a nice move in the markets. Whether you capitalized it or not as much as you would have liked to, you were able to call a very good move in the markets. That's amazing. You do that consistently, you know, it's only a matter of time before you can start catching the moves. Dossie, good morning, man. Are you going to be doing the earlier pre-London streams once you're set? Yes, I will be, man. Once I get set up, yeah, we'll jump on. Probably once we get into September. I didn't really want to do it in August because August can be quiet. But once we get into September, yeah, we'll do the pre-London streams again, man. Definitely. Cheaper than any mentor charging hundreds per hour. These streams are free and helpful. Thank you, man. Absolutely. That's what these are all about. That's what these streams are all about, man. Absolutely. What's one tick in gold? One tick is $10. $10 per contract. So if you... Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Sean. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Like I said, if you got this move up here on gold, 77 ticks. At one contract, one mini, $770. Obviously at one micro. Move the decimal point across. We'll have a look at NQ in a second as well, guys. Let me just see your guys' questions. Have you heard of trades by... No. Makes millions a week. No, I've never heard of it, man. Yeah, nice, Senna, nice. You're on my list to reply to today as well, so apologies for the late reply, man. It's been moved around, but I will get back to your message straight after this, man. Just all the devils. Yeah, you had Nvidia earnings. Yeah, Nvidia earnings last night as well. Actually, let me just have a quick look at that on my currency chart. Let me see what did Nvidia do with the earnings. Nvidia earnings. Today's open will be very, very, very interesting. I was hoping, to be honest, stocks would pull back a little bit more. I was looking to buy more. I haven't really bought many stocks in the past month. A year and a half, I finally made a live account, but it's so small. Don't think it will last, but I made it this far. I mean, it depends on how small you're talking and if it's worth your time. The only thing with trading small accounts is you end up just completely trading the P&L and you throw percentage returns out the window and you end up trying to flip it. There's nothing wrong with trying to trade a smaller account just to, you know, get consistency and find your feet with the markets, but don't trade a small account thinking it's going to turn into something huge. I know the social media guru that showed you account flipping works. It doesn't. It does not work. So don't get, you know, I've traded small accounts in the past. I've traded small accounts and I might get a nice move up like this. Like let's say if I get a great trade like this. Let's say if I take this trade to a small account and I get this. I take this and I look at my small account and I go, well, it was only $50. It's not a great P&L amount. Let me keep trading for the day. Then you end up just trading the dollar amount and you don't actually realize that this was a great trade, and if this was more size you would be done for the day. And then that's when you kind of spiral and then end up blowing the whole entire thing. So I mean, if you made it this far, that's amazing, man. A year and a half in the markets is fantastic to still be sticking around. So, you know, take advantage of Topstep. Don't ruin your psychology and your jeopardize your trading ability by trying to force trades on a small account. Like I say, if you trade a small account, it's okay, but you typically end up just trading the P&L. You know, you take a good trade, you go, oh, it's $20, let me just keep trading, and you get wrapped into that cycle. And I'm saying that from experience. I think my first ever account was about £1,500, and to me at the time that was like a lot of money. But looking back, that's a small account. You're not going to make anything worthwhile on a £1,000 account. If you make 10% a month, which is a great month, you're doing very well. It's £100. Like it's not enough to make it worth my time. When we have access to Topstep and all these, you know, 50Ks, 100K, 150Ks, get the skill down, and then scale that way. But if you want to use it to get consistent, yeah, why not? But just don't try and think it's going to be an account that's going to help you, you know, make significant money in trading. Because all it is a percent game. And that's all we're really here to do. We're only really here to, you know, outbeat the S&P on average, which is like 10% a year. So you do anything more than that, you're doing very well. Yeah, taking the lows on the 15, considering a flip. Yep, definitely, man. Just kind of want to see this first 15 close the London session here. Trying to form a bit of an evening star. Let's have a quick look at the currency. Currency trying to get back higher. Oh yeah, currency's tagging lows and already flipping bullish. Yeah, currency just flipped. Yeah, good spot, man. Good spot. So currency's almost flipping. We've got 2 minutes till this close. Let's just wait till this close. Appreciate that, Aaron. Yeah, I felt FOMO, but didn't re-enter without having to lock myself out. Just about to go out for that walk. Amazing, Steve. That's good, man. That's good discipline. You know, like I say to you guys, we're always so harsh to beat ourselves up when we do something wrong. But right now, you've recognized that you have fear of missing out and you're not reacting off it. So appreciate that as a good win as well. Like, write that down in the journal. Today I felt fear of missing out and I decided to react to that emotion, close the charts and go for a walk. That is a big win. That is a very, very good win. We've got 1 minute till the 15 is going to close it, guys. We will have a look at NQ as well. Let me have a look. Let's have a look. Like I say, yeah, we're always so harsh to, you know, oh, I should have done this or I should have done that, but how many times do you actually reward yourself when you do something right? You know, you feel the emotion, you go, you know what, today I'm going to lock myself out. We don't appreciate them times enough as well. We should be rewarding ourselves for them times. Let's have a look at NQ here. We got time here on gold. This was the NQ analysis from yesterday. Let's get rid of these levels here, guys. Remember yesterday we spoke about NQ coming up to this level here. You guys who were here yesterday, we said for price to come up and tag Friday's high. Well, it was very volatile, but we did actually tag them highs. The reason I was looking for them highs is because I was thinking most people who are trying to take, you know, some sort of big short would be probably doing something like that. You know, NQ kind of follows the same overall principles of gold as if you're going to have a big move up or down, you're very likely going to come up, tag the highs before, then you have that push. So that's exactly what you did. You had a very nice long here at, what's this, around pretty late in the session, 6 o'clock London time, New York PM session, came up, tagged the highs, huge pullback, and now you've had this lovely breakout here as well. So NQ is to me, NQ is at a very interesting spot. You know, we still can't close below that 23.5 level. And, to be honest, I don't really know. Again, GDP is going to be the main decider here. But it's going to be interesting if we're going to break back higher. Or we're going to have a bit of a pullback. To me, I mean, you know, this weekly is already now starting to flip back bullish. This monthly is about to close in 2 days. And it's looking interesting, you know. We're wicking out previous monthly highs. Are we going to close, you know, above 23.5, or are we going to start to have a bit of a pullback? I mean, I would like to see stocks have a pullback, but what I would like to see and what's going to happen are two very different things. What we want to be doing is just reacting to what we're seeing. And what's right in front of us is we've had a lovely push here last week on Friday. We're holding this support. So to me, it makes the most sense to kind of work with this range. We'll come back to NQ, guys. Let me have a look at this 15 close here on gold. So 15 close, let's have a look. Where's GC? Oh, very nice 15 closure here. We should have been in this. If we get a little bit, there's a very nice 15 closure. Came down, held this 34.50 level, wicked lows, and actually ended up flipping bullish. Let's watch gold here. We'll go back to NQ in a second. Let's watch gold here and see if we get these longs. We may have closed a little bit too high though. Currency closed nice and bullish as well. That flip of that 15. We'll get that flip. A flip of the 15 there. That would be very nice. So what would you be doing? You'd be in, say if you were in that flip, what's your stop? Stop's there, which to be honest is quite large. I mean, 25 ticks is not bad. What's that, about 1 to 1.7? Yeah, nice. You're in half risk. Nice, man, nice. Half risk is good. Half risk at these highs, to be honest, makes sense. I think if I get this, I'll probably do the same. Let's see if we get a little bit of a pullback here, guys. Let's break down continue breaking down NQ here. So, yeah, NQ, a little bit of range to me. You know, we're still looking... Yeah, I'm the same, Logan. In on a combine. Yeah, nice. Good, man. Nice work, Sean. Take on a combine if you're not super confident. Yeah, so to me, NQ is still looking pretty strong. Yeah, I think it might pull back a little bit more. You had these huge 4-hour rejections yesterday. You know, you wicked the lows, held the support massively, and now you're kind of squeezing high. You've already had a... Wow, look at this for a London move. Wow, look at this. Beautiful. Very strong push here. 7 AM. And now you're kind of just squeezing up. In terms of London trades, though, I think gold is nicer. You're pretty much right back at the resistance, so you might pull back a little bit more before then you squeeze higher. So I think, yeah, I think gold's looking much nicer here today. NQ was nicer yesterday. I think gold's looking nice here today. Let's see, we're gonna get a little bit of a pullback here, gold. Let's see. It's a nice liquidity grab and a bullish closure there. Yeah, it does look much nicer on the spot. It does. It does. 30 minutes also flipping bullish as well. Yeah, we're just coming right into that resistance. But again, though, coming right into this resistance, the more we kind of bounce off this resistance, the more likely more people are trying to jump in shorts, the more likely we might squeeze it. If the currency could maybe pull back just a little bit, I might see if I can get it. Aaron, do you have a country or city you've loved more than the rest and would always go back to? Oh, that's a good question, man. That's a good question. I do. I have 2 in mind now. I would say New Zealand is one that I always love to go back to because it's just absolutely beautiful. And also Switzerland was absolutely incredible as well. Very similar, actually. Switzerland is somewhere that's my first time I've ever been, and I would go back to Switzerland. It was beautiful. Great tax there as well. Very, very good tax. And Australia. There's too many to put my finger on one. Australia. So yeah, now that I've left Australia, Australia does feel like home. Kind of like I miss home now, which is crazy. Do you trade stocks as well? Yes, I do, man. Yep, I swing trade stocks as well. Don't day trade stocks, but I have a decent amount in swing trading stocks for longer term investments. Stocks are up about like 35% this year, which is very good. Just love the chocolate. Yeah, swing trade the stocks, which has been very, 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 very nice. Yeah, get that, Logan. Yeah, nice. Living in Thailand this time next year or sooner. Yeah, amazing, man. Definitely. That's the first place. Asia's the best place for you guys who are trying to upcoming traders. You guys who are trying to get, full-time in traders. Go somewhere like Asia. You can live very cheap. There's good trading times. Cheap food, amazing food. Beautiful weather, beautiful beaches. It's Asia's the place to be. Yeah, Thailand's beautiful. Yeah, Vietnam. Yeah, Vietnam is beautiful as well. Yeah, that's the only thing, Chris. That's one of the reasons why I decided to go elsewhere as well. The tax in Australia is very, very high. Same as New Zealand. I believe New Zealand's very high. I've never looked into New Zealand. I feel like it's probably pretty similar to Australia. Yeah, Thailand's beautiful. Yeah, Thailand's beautiful. Good trading times as well. Thoughts on Bali? Bali's cool, man. Bali's cool if you've never been. I've kind of been to Bali a bit too many times now. It just kind of feels a bit too westernized and too influencery now. I think Thailand's nicer. Because when I first went to Bali, I was like, yeah, I love Bali. I could live here. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the only thing is, you can't trade Topstep in Vietnam. I believe you can in Thailand though. Yeah, Bali's just way too busy. Way too busy. But you are an influencer. Yeah, that's very true. It's full of too many of me. I don't want to go there and just see me's everywhere vlogging around. Let's see. May still consider this 15 flip here on gold. Even Thailand. Nice. Yeah, Thailand's beautiful. Netherlands surprisingly good tax wise. Really? That's interesting. Netherlands is cool as well. Yeah. Hey Aaron, question regarding stocks. Do you do much fundamental analysis on the stocks? Or do you use basic support and resistance and trend lines? Yeah, stocks are purely fundamentals, man. I don't really do any analysis technicals on stocks at all. If I do some technicals on stocks, yeah, it is just support and resistance and breaks out. But I'm mainly looking at the fundamentals behind stocks. Yeah, I don't really do much analysis. Do some fundamentals into the stock, you know, earnings projections, etc., how they're innovating, and then just buy it if it's at a good area. A lot of my stocks though I have cashed out on, like, you know, I think Google's hitting some all-time highs, so Google's kind of too far gone for me now. But when I was buying Google, back in I don't know if I can. Gold's having a bit of a pullback here, guys. We've got time. Gold's just kind of ranging at these highs. We're sitting on our hands for now, which is the smart trade right now. But yeah, when I was buying Google, back down at like 160s, I believe. I caught a decent part of this move, and yeah, this wasn't technical based at all. Same as, you know, been long AMD for quite some time as well. This is more of a technical play. But yeah, for the most part, it's purely fundamentals, man. I live in Portugal, nice. Wow, zero. Wow, that's crazy. The deal I got was 10 years, 0% tax. Wow, that's crazy. That's very, very good. So gold having a little bit of a pullback here, guys. Let's have a look. NQ still squeezing higher. It's kind of already had a pretty decent push. I do still think gold's shaping up. I think NQ's already kind of. I think NQ's already had the push. Let's see this gold pulling back a little bit. I mean, 34.50 is still not a bad place to buy off. But we're kind of like I think it was Logan said. You know, we are back at that resistance. So yeah, don't trust the resistance. Yeah, we are right back at that resistance. Is supply and demand the same as support and resistance? I mean, to me it is. I've never really looked into supply and demand, so to me I guess it's the same thing, just different technical terms. Can we look at yes? Yes, absolutely, man. We got time here. Let's have a look at yes. We can have a look at yes. Let's have a look here. Difference between watching you here and subscribing to your channel? You mean subscribing to my YouTube channel? Or you mean the Traders Club? You mean the YouTube channel? I was streaming pre-London on my channel, and then streaming London Open here on Topstep. So I will get back to the pre-London sessions on my channel, probably into September. So I'll trade pre-London on my channel, and then we'll trade the London Open here on Topstep. In terms of the community, you get access to, you know, you can be here on Zoom where you can share charts. You'll see it in more real time, and you also get entire access to the trading plan and strategy as well. Yes, having a very big push here. Yes, almost back at all-time highs, which is huge. Look at this. This month is going to be looking very, very, very strong here. If ES closes above July's high, we're kind of in price discovery mode where we could just continue squeezing. So I would be looking at these highs here as a potential level here on ES. We had this huge support being held yesterday, some massive liquidity grabs, which I think would have spiked out a lot of people. And now I'd say, yeah, you're very likely going to come up for these highs at 6,500. In terms of the London session, though, again, I still wouldn't be buying this high. If I was going to be buying ES, I'd want to see a bit of a pullback first before you can play this range. Kind of similar to NQ. You had a very big push here at pre-London, and now you're just kind of top wicking. So I wouldn't be surprised if you find some resistance here. You start to throw some rejections, maybe you bring in some sellers, and then you can very likely see if you can squeeze that. So pretty similar to what we saw yesterday. I think a lot of people would be trying to short here. If you can get a pullback, I think you'll very likely squeeze these highs. ES is looking good for longs. Goldie's still kind of ranging a little bit here, guys. We've got time. It was good to cut that trade when we did, because now we'd be getting pretty taken out of this position. Because if I was in from here, any of you guys who were in from this flip, if this was a true liquidity grab and a breakout, this candle would have driven already. So if we don't drive, you know, I'd be looking to close this pretty quick. at, what, let's say, minus 14 ticks, which is a good trade. Good trade, good loss. You tagged lows, closed bullish. It was worth a shot. But if this was a true liquidity grab and a breakout, this candle wouldn't come back down like this. You guys know our best liquidity grabs and breakouts when you grab the lows and you just push. If you grab the lows, close bullish, and don't push, well then this isn't a true liquidity grab, and you may pull back a little bit more. Yeah, I have actually seen that. Apparently there's a town in Switzerland that will pay you to move there according to YouTube. Yes, I have actually seen that. I think they'll pay you like 100 grand or something to move there. I think there's also very strict requirements that you like have to permanently live there. And I think you have to be a family as well. 8 tick loss. 8 tick loss is amazing, Sam. Great loss. Good risk management, man. Very good risk management. 8 tick loss is amazing. Yeah, there is. I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, there is a town in Switzerland that will pay you to live there. I think you have to like live there for a certain amount of time. I think it's in the middle of absolute nowhere as well, which also sounds quite nice. But if they're paying people to live there, I would assume that there's not much infrastructure there. So I don't know if it's somewhere you'd want to live permanently. But yeah, I have heard of that. I saw that on a video recently, actually. Maybe we watched the same video. I watched that just the other day, actually. Got a smooth move up on the last hourly. Got out those resistance was looking too good. Yeah, nice. We got this 30-minute close coming up here on gold. If it sounds too good to be true, there must be a catch. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there must be a catch, yeah. So what we might see here on gold is if this next 30 can open with an instant bottom wick, I would like to get long below these 30 lows, and then we can get a much better risk to reward. Yeah, imagine. Yeah, that's it. Albanon. Yeah, that's it. Albanon. That's it. I think it's yeah, they'll pay you like 100 grand to live there. But like I say, I think there is like nothing around it. There will be, yeah, there'll be some sort of catch. So I was so where is it? It's there. So I was just here. So it's like pretty far away. Yeah, what was it? Requirements. So you must be under 45. You need to buy a home worth at least 200,000 Swiss francs, and you must commit to living there for 10 years. Wait, so you'll give me 100 grand, but I still have to buy a house for 200 grand? That doesn't sound like a good deal. Commit to living there for 10 years, that's quite a lot of time. Albanon is a real example of a village that offers financial support to families who want to settle there. But the conditions are strict. You must be permanent resident or Swiss, invest in a house, be under 45 and stay for 10 years. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. So 30-minute close bearish here on gold. If we can get a bit of a pullback, guys, I would like to see if we can get long. Remember, previous hourly did close nice and bullish, so this can flip at any point. Financial incentive, 25,000 per adult, under 25. Oh, see, that's not that much. So you're gonna get like maybe 60,000, 50. 2 adults, 50. And you still got to buy a house for 200. Yeah. No, 25 will not last long in Switzerland. It certainly won't get you a house, that's for sure. Get you a couple of coffees, maybe. A couple of coffees and a few breakfasts out, and that'll probably be pushing it. Yeah. Zurich was even more, man. Let me just have a look here on currency chart. I do like these longs on gold. I do like these longs. So currency 30-minute closed, kind of looking like an evening star. Looking like we're going to wick a little bit lower. Gold's in a very strange place right now. 30-minute here on the futures compared to the currency actually looks completely different right now. Currency to me looks like it's shaping up for an evening star to go lower. A little bit of a pullback before then you maybe spike the highs. Yeah, expecting the trend line. And remember, guys, it is GDP day today as well. It is GDP day. Hello, Aaron. I would like to know, what is your strategy? Is it ICT/SMC? No, it's I use liquidity concepts in a very simple way. I use levels and price action on the high time frame, and understand intraday liquidity levels where people are trying to buy and sell before trying to do something else, and then I'm trying to trade into them levels. There's a lot of people who trade liquidity try and trade out of liquidity, but I'm trying to identify liquidity levels and then trading into it, which is pretty much what we've done beautifully here this week. So, for instance, the trades that we've called this week is I had these liquidity levels, and what I'm trying to do is, I'm trying to identify that, okay, cool, I would imagine a lot of people are trying to short here, sitting their stops above, looking for this huge play down. And what does gold love to do before a real move? Loves to come up and tag the highs. So a lot of people who trade liquidity, sit on their hands, wait 100 plus ticks for price to get into here, and then try and go short. Then you just get this simple continuation. Whereas for me, I'm trying to identify these levels and look for buying opportunities up into these areas. Same as here yesterday. Previous day. Again, liquidity level here. If your gold's going to have a push down, you're going to come up and tag these highs. So once you grab lows, hold support, 30-minute morning star, there's my longs. SMC is smart money concepts. I mean, I've never looked at SMC, so I don't really know, but I don't assume it's anything. Yeah, I feel like a lot of these concepts these days are analysis paralysis for just very simple things. So I use liquidity and price action pretty much in a much more simple way, because trading shouldn't be, like Anton Creel once said, shouldn't be like surgery. People try and treat trading like they're some sort of surgeon. They need to break it down in the most complex forms. You have your higher time frame levels. I have my intraday price action, and I just execute. Because the biggest reason I believe most traders fail these days is because they overthink, and then they hesitate, and then they miss a trade. And the reason you overthink is because you've overcomplicated simple technical analysis to think that the secret to consistency in trading is knowing more technicals. For the most part, if you've been trading for, a year, 2 years, it's probably not the case. When you're starting out, yes, of course, you need like a good technical plan. But I see a lot of people that just have all these crazy names and concepts and just analysis all over their charts, and then wonder why they hesitate. Whereas for me, what you guys see on my screen here, these liquidity levels, these are levels here. That's all I use. I try and identify these liquidity levels, price action and breakouts, and I just execute. If you have 100 different, things drawn on your charts, and then you're wondering why you're not able to execute, well, that's probably why. Like I say, analysis paralysis these days is real. Yeah, my brain can't. Yeah, it's same as me. Like, I mean, maybe, so again, it's not to say it doesn't work. It just doesn't work for me. I like to look at simple, just clean, pure price action. If I have so many technicals drawn all over my chart, it just gets too clean, just gets too messy, and it makes me hesitate and worry about too many different things. If prices grab lows and it's broken out, just take the trade. If it doesn't work, who cares? But if it's, following your higher time frame bias and you've got good intraday levels, the key to your guys' success is just execute. You're not going to learn nothing by sitting on your hands. If your plan is there, just trade it. Hey Aaron, this may sound dumb. There's such thing as a dumb question, man. Here, you ask away. But would you trust the currency chart over the futures chart in terms of setups? For example, if you see a 30-minute morning star on the currency but didn't reform in the futures, do you take the trade? Or do you want the charts to line up basically the same? Ideally, I want them to line up the same. But if the currency's grabbing highs and holding resistance, yeah, like that's kind of what I would say you're going to squeeze lower from. Obviously, we're doing all the execution here on the futures. But if this 30 minutes, kind of wicked out these highs in the currency, then this wouldn't be a double top that I'd want to be buying into. If it's been grabbed on the currency, then that's kind of the liquidity hit. That's the only real difference using the currency chart, is it does grab highs and lows more. So it kind of hits the liquidity levels more. So I kind of do it all off the... I use both. But all the execution's done here on the futures. So gold's grabbing the lows here, guys. If we flip bullish from here, this is not a bad level to potentially look for a long. Let me just have a look at the currency. Currency's almost at the lows. As soon as the currency hits the lows, I think we could get a buy stop here. What? I'll bet he cannot explain liquidity other than where the candle's turned. So just accept it. I don't know what you just said. I'm not one of these people who think liquidity is some sort of secret thing that the... Yeah, nice one, Kane. See you next time, man. What I say... What I refer to as liquidity, you can refer to it as whatever your heart desires. What I refer to as liquidity is when price grabs these highs and lows. I've just explained it. It's a level where most people try and short, sit the stops above, comes up, grabs the liquidity and pulls lower. That's where the liquidity is sitting, above the highs. So these levels here, that's what gold loves to do. You can call this liquidity, you can call this not liquidity, you can call it absolutely whatever you would like. But if you don't think that gold does this time and time and time again, then you are mistaken, my friend. But that's all it is. Price grab and highs and lows before having the real move. Look at this. Like I say, you can... And again, it's not about, you know, you can, like I say, you can literally identify this. You can call it whatever you would like. Absolutely anything. Who cares? The way that I refer to this is when price grabs liquidity. So it grabs a previous high or low before having the real move. So what do? Come down, tag the lows. Where do we come to? The highs. Why would you come to these highs? Because you hadn't grabbed it before this push down. Therefore, liquidity is sitting above these highs. But I'm just going to accept it. Yeah, like you say, I'm just going to accept it. So you can, like I say, you can call it absolutely whatever you want. It's what gold absolutely loves to do, and it does it extremely, extremely consistently. So I'm trying to identify these levels, which I refer to as liquidity levels, and I'm trading into this liquidity. You know, I'm buying up into these levels, like we're doing here, buying up into these levels, or shorting down into liquidity. So I think he just explained it. Aaron, how do you identify liquidity again? The way I identify liquidity levels is whenever price hasn't grabbed the previous high or low. So if gold hasn't tagged the previous high or low before having the real move, for instance here, look at this. If gold, that's not actually not a good example because you did tag it. I'm trying to find, like, you know, double tops and double bottoms. So the reasons that we were watching, so our ones from this week, which I just showed in the currency chart. ICT fanatics. Here, for example, why would this be a liquidity level? Well, it's a level where price hasn't come up to retag this high. If gold's going to have a move down, it's going to come up and tag these highs before pushing lower. And even if we're going to push up, we're going to tag these highs, pull back and keep pushing. So this is a decent liquidity level for me. You know, most people try and short here, sit their stops above, looking for this huge play down. So if price hasn't grabbed these highs, this is my liquidity level. Because what does gold love to do before a move down? Loves to tag the lows, then you move up. Or tag the highs, and then you can move down. It's not something secret, you know, some secret coded algorithm. It's just what price likes to do. It's just what gold loves to do. Same as NQ. You know, we call these liquidity levels perfectly at NQ. NQ does the same. What does it do before the real move up or down? Comes up and liquidates the highs. We called these liquidity levels yesterday. Again, like I say, you might not refer to it as liquidity. I don't really care. You can refer to it as absolutely whatever you want. It's just how I look at these levels. So here, most people try and short here. That's what we were saying yesterday. So I said to you guys yesterday on yesterday's stream, most people try and short here. Look over this huge play, and where they set the stops, right above the highs. Well, if NQ hasn't grabbed the highs, it loves to come up and tag these highs. You come up, tag the highs, you come right back down for the lows. And would you say you're married to your bias? No, I'm never married to a bias, man. I'm very nice ball. I'm very neutral. I react. I might have a daily bias, which I'll try and stick to. Like, you know, for instance, the past 2 days has been bullish. But intraday, no, I'm reacting to whichever way you're breaking out. For instance, right now, you know, if we get, let's say, an hourly fake out here on gold, if this hourly actually closes back below here, for example, we get an hourly fake out, then you can be like, okay, cool, maybe we're going to have a bit of a retracement here. But you react first. I am married to previous candle closures, I guess you could say. If this grabs lows and closes bullish and continues pushing at 7 AM, well, if I want to short gold, I'll wait for this candle to close bearish, and then I might go short at, let's say, 10 AM. I try and be as reactive as possible to candle closures. If we're grabbing lows and closing bullish, and I start thinking and trying to go short because I'm trying to put my opinions on the markets, then that's where I'm going wrong. But if we're grabbing lows and closing bullish, I'm going long. I'm not here to fight the markets. Potential buy stop coming in here soon, guys. Has currency grabbed the lows? Currency hasn't quite grabbed the lows. But this is looking nice. We're tagging the lows. We still have these highs up here. I may get long here in a second. I may get long here. Let's see. 2 minutes till this 15. I may get long into this hourly close here. Because remember, this hourly could easily flip bullish and drive. Previous 2 hours. Tag lows bullish, bullish. I want to continue buying. If it closes bearish, cool. Maybe you can short at 9 AM. Let's see. It's looking to be a nice 15 close. Let me see. 15 on the currency. Yeah, 15 on currency still looks pretty good, actually. I may even just see if we can get... let me see. I may take a half risk on this just because you are sat right at the resistance. Let me see if I can split my screens here. Where's our chart? Where are we? Here. Let's go 15. 15. Hopefully it's not too small for you guys. You guys can see it's all good? Is it too small? Is it good? All good? Cool. Cool, cool. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. A beautiful day outside today. Remember, guys, it is a GDP day as well, so reason for going half risk, we're right at daily weekly resistance. We've called some great longs this week on gold. We've hit our 34.50 targets, and we have GDP later on. Let's have a very quick look at NQ. Yeah, NQ, nice. That's what I want to see. I want to see NQ have a bit of a pullback. Bring in some sellers, you can see NQ squeeze higher. Actually, what did silver do? We've been talking... Silver looked like it was shaping up beautifully. Oh, look at that. Silver. Anyone take that silver trade? Silver. Where's our levels? This was not where our levels were. Our liquidity levels were up here on silver. Moved my levels around a little bit. Silver. Beautiful swing trade. Remember, guys, we spoke about silver. Look at this. Absolutely beautiful. I don't know what you are, but you shouldn't be here. Silver having a... Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful silver trade, guys. Not really a day trade for me. Would it be more of a swing trade? But you got silver coming up into 40. That is a very nice liquidity grab. Again, yesterday. I'm surprised to see it come all the way back down to these lows. Usually this would be enough. You tag the low, close bullish. Usually be enough to buy here. Risk off that low. Came all the way down, wick the lows. Open today and ripping. I really know if there was an intraday opportunity. That was a... These were our liquidity levels here, which I'm not sure if we're allowed to say anymore. But these were our dotted levels here that we spoke about on... Someone actually brought this to my attention, actually. I can't remember who it was. One of you guys on YouTube, you spoke about this. Then we kind of broke it down, and this is very, very, very nice here. Look at this. What do we have here? So why would this be a liquidity level? Well, what did you not do before this push up? You never re-grab the lows. So what do most people do? They try and do that. Or they try and even do it from here, for example. Again, they say, oh, okay, cool, look. You know, we're coming back at this support. This is gonna be the big long. Where am I gonna risk off? Just gonna put my stop just below this low. What does price do? Comes down, grabs the lows. You break out here at 3 PM yesterday, and you're looking for a huge play. That's a very, very, very nice trade there on silver. We just had that 15 close here on gold. So 15 did still close bearish. Let me just have a quick look at the currency. 15 did close bearish. I haven't quite tagged the lows. Yeah, a little bit of a range here on gold. Did anyone take that silver trade? You guys on YouTube who trade silver? I don't trade silver, but that was a very, very nice trade. Wow, look at that, Alan. It's amazing. Aaron, I have failed over 250 prop firm challenges. I found this channel at the 1st of this month, and I've passed and got funded and getting my first real payout ever because of you. Alan, that is absolutely amazing, man. That is fantastic to hear. And I appreciate you sharing. Good job on getting your first payout, man. It's absolutely incredible. You know, them years of losing and, you know, years of grinding, couple of payouts, man. You make it all back plus some. So good consistency, man. And appreciate you tuning in and sharing as well. It's absolutely amazing. Yeah, good for him. Yeah, absolutely incredible, man. Well done. Everyone on YouTube, give a W in there for Alan. That's absolutely amazing. That's what we love to hear, man. Tuning in some free YouTube live streams. Absolutely amazing, man. Good job, man. Yeah, heartwarming. Yeah, absolutely amazing. That's what these sessions are all about, guys. All about just, you know, following trades and copying signals. It's about learning the plan and becoming more consistent. You know, it's great when they move in the times that we jump on, but even like yesterday, you know, you keep these levels on your charts, you'll see how well they work out for the rest of the day. Absolutely amazing. Exactly, episode Logan. Yep, all it takes you to find that strategy that suits your personality. Absolutely, Ben. And you guys might take a little bit from me, a little bit from D-Show, Dakota, all of the other Topstep guys. You might take a little bit from everyone and put it together to build your own trading plan. That's what it's all about. Yeah, let's take a full margin W for Alan, actually. Yeah, it's good. That's a good idea, Sean. I do like this potential 15 here. Stops would actually be pretty... What, 15 to get 40? We can't take an L after Alan just had a massive W. We gotta get a W trade for Alan. So absolutely amazing, man. Amazing work. Incredible. How's copper been looking? I haven't looked at copper since you had that huge drop, to be honest. We can have a look though. I just haven't, like I said, I used to like sometimes swing trading copper. But since you had this huge drop at the end of July, I haven't really been watching it. What's this? I do like these lows on copper though. I do believe you're probably going to come down and tag these July lows, but you can pretty much see you've just been non-stop ranging. You had this sort of evening star play yesterday. You held 4.5, wicked back above, closed bearish yesterday. I like the shorts here on copper. Same as what we've been saying. I believe you'd get a lot of people trying to buy here on copper. Sitting some stops. Try again. Sitting some stops just down below, and I'd be seeing if you can roll over. And you actually might get that today. If you can see copper, you have a lot of levels down here as well. Look at this. Look how many double bottoms are being respected here. And copper loves to follow the same plan as gold. Loves to come up and tag previous highs or lows before the move for you. Tag the highs, push down. Tag the highs, push down. Tag the highs, push down. Again here, come all the way back up to these highs here. Tag these highs, push down. So what have you not really done to the lows? You've just tagged these lows, gave it a little bit of a pullback. I still think you're going to squeeze a little bit lower here on copper. So I'll be looking for copper to come back down to 4.4. Looks like a nice short, and again that actually could give a nice swing. I'm not a huge. I kind of stopped day trading copper, but swing trading, yeah, you know, you can get some really good trades. But you can day trade it, but like it's not one I like to sit there and watch. You know, the 5 minute. It's one if I day trade it, I might hold it for 2, 3, 4 hours and let it play out. So I would say if you can close back below here on copper, you could get a potential decent short. Let me just have a quick look at Goldie. Wow, that's amazing, sir. That's huge. Oh, sorry, Joe. I missed your Bitcoin. Yeah, absolutely. We can have a look at Bitcoin. 100%, man. Absolutely. NQ, wow, that's amazing. Yeah, that's amazing. So, yeah, definitely keep us posted on that. It's very, 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 very good. We'll just have a quick look at gold, make sure we're not missing anything. I do like a potential buy stop here on gold. Let me just have a quick look at the currency. I do like a potential buy stop. 15-minute morning star play. I'm going to see if we can... I'm going to do it half raise, but I want to see if we can get a potential flip of this 15 here. Or would have just tagged us. Let's see. Well, that's the micros flipping. Not flipping here. You got a very tight stop low, previous 15 low. I'm looking if we're going to do something like this. Let's have a look. Currency's not flipping just yet. Myself and Copper had a messy breakup and haven't looked back since. That's the thing, you know, we did have some We had some great day trades on copper. And other times I just found it so hard to read. I'm going to take a small micro here on gold. I'm going to go... Let's go 5 here on gold. Seeing if this 15 morning star can play out here. Hello Aaron, do you use fixed risk to reward ratio depending on, or does it depend on the setup? No, risk to reward is never fixed, man. Risk to reward is depending on the markets. My risk to reward changes as the trade plays out. For instance here, like if we kind of start to push up and hit previous 15, you know, I might be like this. As it pushes more, you know, I might trail my stops. My risk to reward is never fixed. I don't think there's such thing as a fixed risk to reward. Your risk to reward is never... Your risk to reward is all dependent on the markets. You know, my targets might be here, my hard stop might be here, so 2.38 risk to reward. But if I was to go, oh, well, I only go for 1 to 3, so I'm going to put my TP here. But it's based off nothing other than trying to put your risk to reward opinions on the markets. It's not really how trading works. Do you think it would be best to avoid XFA in NY and just trade a combine? Not really. If you find that obviously NQ is going to be more volatile, like have bigger moves, you might want to reduce your risk. But no, I don't really think so, to be honest. I wouldn't not trade I don't personally trade New York very often, but I don't not trade my XFAs in New York. I'll just maybe reduce my risk. Obviously, you know, if I've got a 16 tick in London, but New York I might need a 40 plus tick, then I'll just reduce my size. We're looking for gold to come up into that 55 area. 55 area. Maybe even just these Asia highs here as well. What's that? 38.50. We got 6 minutes till this Audi's going to close here as well, guys. I want this 15 to close bullish. If this 15 doesn't close bullish and we close doji, well then if we have a quick look at the hourly, it might not flip bullish. Therefore, you might come down, tag 8 AM lows before then pushing. So we might want to manage. But let's see. Let's see. The longer time frames and the wicks missing the morning evening star was the turning point for me. Thank you again. You have forever changed my trading, and with a real strategy and real targets. That's amazing, Alan. And that's what it's all about. Understanding them higher time frames, and the wicks and the morning stars are again simple price action, but works very, very well. So it's amazing to hear, man. Keep it up as well. Keep sharing the journey. You know, accept the down periods that are going to come as well. You know, you're gonna have, doesn't matter what level you get to in trading, you're gonna have good periods, you're gonna have bad periods. You gotta be prepared for both. I mean, to be honest, if this 15 comes down for a new low, I probably wouldn't want to be in this trade. So I can probably risk off this 15 low. I wouldn't want to see this 15 wick all the way back down. Let's have a look at the 5 minute here. I don't want to manage too much of the 5 minute. Yeah, if this 15 breaks a new low, I wouldn't want to be in the trade. If you make a new low on this current 15, you're probably going to come down lower. So you're risking 10 ticks, 10, 11 ticks at half risk, so about 5 ticks. Considering we got about, what, 50 on, well, half risk, about 30-ish, 25, 30-ish on Tuesday? Is it Tuesday we had our... Tuesday, we didn't have it. I had no trades yesterday in London. We had 55 ticks on Tuesday, and that was Bank Holiday Monday. Let's see here, guys. Last 5 minutes of the hourly here. Yeah, 50-ish on Tuesday. Yeah, 50-ish on half risk for me on Tuesday. I'll take 50 today. I would take, before GDP, I would probably take 30 today, I'll be honest. 30's insane. So into the Asia highs, them Asia highs are here. It's about 40. You're not just going to tag these highs, you're probably going to spike up a little bit more. So yeah, you bring in maybe about like 40-ish. Even if we get 40, you know, we're risking 10 to make 40. It's a very good risk reward. Risk like a 1.4 risk reward. I'm not going to set a hard TP though, just in case. We'll meet halfway, we'll meet at 4 yet. Alright, deal. So I'm risking like, risking about 11 ticks here. This 15-minute close is going to be key here, guys. We've got this hourly close coming up here as well. I'll try and stick around for you know, maybe a couple minutes longer, you guys on YouTube. But remember, you do have you got D coming on right after me as well at 9:30 London time. So be sure to stay tuned. You guys on Zoom, we'll see if we can hang around for a little bit longer. Depending on this 15, I do want to see some volume kicking in here. I don't want to, you know, stall around too much. Like I say, if this hourly doesn't flip bullish in 2 minutes, I will probably close. I'm trying to see if this hourly can start to break back higher in the last couple of minutes, which is when we start to get that volume. ES great on the 30-minute. Let's have a look there. Yeah, that's looking great. Like I say, it's where most people are trying to short, so you want to be buying that. That looks, I like that. You got them nice highs at 65.10-ish. 65.10. 30-minute extra. Oh, nice. There you go. Look at that 30. 30 on the 30 on the futures looks great. 30 didn't quite grab it on the currency, but the 15 was nice of a morning star play to give it a shot. Give us that volume, Goldie. Give us that volume. The reason we want to manage into this hourly close is because if this hourly, let's say this hourly closes like this, the next hourly could easily come down, maybe wick the previous hourly lows, and then you might get the push. And then the candle will probably look something like this. Like that. So therefore I think we could get a better entry below these hourly lows. So if it doesn't drive in the next, you know, 1 minute, let's be open to managing quickly, because we're going to get that hourly close and bottom wick anyway. You can probably get indicators for session highs and lows. I personally don't really use any. I can just see this is my liquidity and I can see it's 1 AM London time, so that's the Asian session. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you could probably get a high and low indicator. We're struggling here, guys. 1 minute. I think I'm just gonna break even here, guys. I kind of wanted to see it drive already. Well, 1 minute until the candle close. We're not really closing above these 15-minute highs here. You can see here we're wicking out 15 highs. Not really driving too much. I'd rather be break even. Let's see. Why don't you add the buy and sell button to the chart? Could be easier because sometimes I buy something else instead of what is on the chart. I just find it easier just to right click and then just do it there. Or sometimes we'll, you know, a lot of the time we'll do buy stop orders. You can do whichever you prefer, really. I just like to, I don't know, I just like to keep it clean. I'm working off one screen here today as well, so I don't really have the most amount of room. 10 seconds is hourly close here, guys. Let's see. Let's see. Alright, it's not a bad wick rejection. Didn't really break as much as I would have liked to. Kind of want to see us flip a little bit more. Hourly coming down for an instant bottom wick. I mean, hourly close wasn't bad. Let me just have a quick look at the currency. Yeah, hourly close in the currency to me looks like an evening star for a pullback. So yeah, break even here makes sense. If we just rip the highs from here, great, but I don't think so. I think the currency might come down and wick these 8 AM lows. So break even here to me makes sense. It's not a trade I'd want to keep open. If we can push it from here, great. But it's not a trade I would want to keep open. Let me bring up a little bit. Let's show you guys in the currency. To me, this looks like a potential hourly evening star shaping up for a bit of a pullback. This currency to me looks like it can have a bit of a rollover. So breaking even here makes sense. You know, you're not break even because you're scared to lose or you don't want to see this trade come down. You're managing your risk because there is the possibility of this coming much lower, and there's no reason to keep this trade open. Positivity needed. Yeah. I think the currency makes more sense to come lower. Which I think, to be honest, if it does come lower, I think we do get a better entry. A better entry and a bigger risk and a better risk to reward. I mean, risk to reward is good on this trade, but previous hourly lows, when I look at that currency chart, makes a lot of sense. Like I say, the currency could easily pull back to 33.93. That's that kind of breakout level. He didn't really retest just yet. 15 also failed to close above the previous 15 high. See, it tagged it, didn't really close above though. Usually if it's going to be a good bullish sign, you'll close above the wick. You couldn't close above the wick. But what is this wick? Well, this wick on the lower time frame is resistance. So you didn't close above the resistance. That's what I mean when I say you didn't close above the wick. That wick is, you know, this wick from the open into the high, that's lower time frame resistance. Well, we didn't close above the resistance. So there's no real lower time frame breakouts just yet. So again, you know, I don't need to look at the 5 minute to see what we're probably doing. So you're probably getting some big wicks at the resistance, some, you know, some fake outs. Yeah, exactly, man. Hourly evening star right at resistance. So just got me a break even there, guys. Let me just have a quick look. Yeah, big out. Yeah, hourly. So what I would want to see here is I'm gonna set an alert at the 8 AM candle lows. You guys give me 2 seconds. I'm going to set some alerts at the previous hourly lows there on the currency chart, guys. I'm happy to take the break even there. We haven't really done too much here in the London session, unfortunately, today on gold. You know, it is GDP. I do still like these highs here on gold. But we may pull back down a little bit more. So, you know, we want to be managing aggressively at these highs. So I'm going to take the break even here for the morning session, guys. I appreciate you being patient with me this morning. And I will see you guys same time again tomorrow. Remember, guys, we do have a GDP today as well. So trade safe leading up to that GDP news. It's going to be very, very impactful for gold. Be watching our liquidity levels on gold and Q and ES. And I'll see you guys same time again tomorrow. Good trade this morning. We managed risk well. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Trade safe. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.